Hello, it's Bud. Let's talk about drilled holes and making mass changes. We posted um, a suggestion on the wish list, but I want to show you what we found out, or what I found out, with the help of some of the others. It's still not where we want to be, but just so we have a little better understanding of what we're able to do and what does not work. Some of it's going to be trial and error as we go into this, but we'll learn together. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's start with a clean sheet, and let's start with a drilled hole. And we'll start with an eighth inch drill bit, and let's make a diameter of a 1/2 inch. And let's do a depth of 1/2 inch, just to have something to look at. And there's our first drill hole. Now let's copy that and paste it 1, 2, 3 times. And then let's move them here and here. Oops. And here. Alright. Now let's edit and select all. And let's go to layout. I'm just trying something as we go along. Let's mirror on all 4 corners. Okay. So we've got all those. Alright, now just for the heck of it, let's do another set here. And we're also going to make them 1/2 inch and a depth of 1/2 inch. And I'm going to copy that and paste here, paste, paste. I'll move that one here. Whoop. Move this one here. And move this one here. And then move this one here a little bit. So I've got some that are mirrored. I want to see what the difference is. This all started with one that had 1,113 holes, I believe it was. So I didn't want to make that many, but I wanted to see what happened if I mirrored some and if I just copied others or placed them in separately. Okay, so I've got my drill 3 are the separates. The drill 2s are all the ones that are mirrored. So let's just take this drill 3, put it down here with the rest, and that way I've got a little more sanity to this thing. Let's go to edit, select all, and I'm going to hold down control and just deselect the drill 3s. Okay. So now on these I see a depth and I see a diameter. So if I change the diameter to 1 inch, they all change to 1 inch. And if I change the depth to 1/4 of an inch, I think they all change to 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So now let's see what happens when I select all, and then, well, it would have been easier just to select the ones I wanted. Hold down Control. Okay, I get the same thing. So I can change the depth to 1/4 of an inch. And then change the diameter to 1 inch. That works. Okay. So now if I do a select all, and click on any one of these, double click, let's change the drill bit to 3/16 and click OK or hit return, either one. Let's move this out of the way so I can see what's going on. Whoops, now it went to, okay. So it bounced back. That's a 3/16. Now this is the second time. Okay. So it's getting some of them each time. It's going through, and I just have to keep on clicking OK and know that each time that it goes back to 1/8 of an inch, it's hit a different group or a drill point. So this would not be good if you had hundreds of holes, because it's going to take through. But now if I look at any one of these, I can see that I've changed my bit to what it is. If I double click on one here and say okay, I want it to be through the board, okay, that went through the board, and on the ones that were mirrored, it takes care of 4 at a time. That's what happened on the others then. I'm going to work through this until I get to the end of it again. Let's take this one through the board. And which one am I doing? I'm doing this one, I think. Okay. This was the original one that... Okay. So if I double click and say through the board, Okay. I take that one and say through the board. It does 4 at a time. Through the board. Does 4 at a time. Here, through the board. Move this up here. I did 1. Then I have to come back here and say through the board. Through the board. And it's just how they are on the board, how they line up through the board, and they're there. So depending on what I want to do, I can get more than 1 at one time, but I may have a whole chain and I may have to bounce around within the screen to select what I want. Edit, select all, and if I want my hole to be 1.5 inches, they all went to 1.5 inches. So I can take care of the diameter, and I can take care of the depth up here on the numerics. But when I want to do the through the board, or when I want to change the bit size, I have to go to the individual screen and select, and then do an OK, and keep going through each one. If it bounces back, I know that I've hit another sequence. Oop. So I have to be very careful that I don't have an itchy finger if I've run out of a sequence. Otherwise I might miss 1 or 2 or 100 if I've got that much. So I just have to pay attention. That's the fallacy. That's one of the reasons we want the option to make it a mass change and not have to worry about going through this kind of a screen. It's better than nothing. It's better than having to figure out which ones you set on and try to physically set on each one and change it. But again, if I want to change them all to 1/2 inch, all I have to do is change the diameter, and they're all 1/2 inch. So we've got part of what we want, but we still need the idea that we can go to a selection like this and make a mass change, whether it be the drill bit size, whether it be the depth, whether it be the diameter, whether it be through the board. So, ideally it may be wise on the drill to have a box for the drill bit size, a box for through the board, versus a box for the depth. And that would give us the full ability to change all of our holes at one time. And that, in a nutshell, is what we're talking about on drilled holes and making mass changes, what we're able to do and what we want to be able to do over and above what we've been able to find out. I hope that helps.